So, if you've got any issues, take it up with land registry. We belong in that castle. We've grown up there. We have years and years of descendants who have lived there, our predecessors. We have Targaryen blood, and we're also way more interesting, I think. Sorry, guys.
There were a lot of adults who stood idly by the day that Aemond had his eye carved out. What could have been resolved with simple words of apology was left to fester. Aemond forgives, but he does not forget. And we are outgunned, we are outdragoned, we do not possess the naval fleet of the sea snake. If you are Team Green, you are Team Underdog.
And who doesn't love to support an underdog?
Nobody, as it turns out.
Dragons, then Rhaenyra.
One answer, Vhagar. She is the oldest, baddest dragon in the known world. She is named after the old Velaryon god of war, and she's the hardened survivor of over 100 battles. I don't want to throw shade on Syrax or Vermax, but they've not seen what Vhagar has seen. But June 16, she will teach them.
If he's changing as a ruler from season 1 to this season, are we going to see like a different arc for the character?
I think, I think we see a different side to Aegon this time. We see somebody who's attempting to take this new responsibility in his stride and harness his power in a way that serves him, King's Landing and Westeros as a whole. We also see how fractured Aegon is as a person, his weaknesses, his vulnerability, his desperation to be respected and to be acknowledged even. And I think when you have nothing to lose, as Aegon has experienced for a long time, that makes somebody quite dangerous, I think.
He's going to be more complex and more revengeful.
Very much so.
All right. So now I'm gonna switch to the Black Council on my left. And the first thing I would like to know is, why have your characters decided to support Rhaenyra?
Because she's the rightful queen.
When you're right, you're right. And when you're wrong, you're green.
Well, I see you guys really devoted to Rhaenyra, but what will this alliance mean to House Velaryon? What's in there for you?
Do you know, for the first time, actually, I don't think there is much in it for House Velaryon. All of season 1, Corlys was trying desperately to forge a legacy for the family and create something that would be to their benefit, to their legacy. But at the end of season 1, he was ready to forget everything and just leave. But his good lady wife convinced him that this was the right cause to support. And so he's doing it for that reason, because it's just the right thing to do, but not for any other reason.
Just do the right thing.
And actually, you mentioned that you think that Rhaenyra is the true heir to the throne, but why do you feel like she is? Like, can you share a little bit to the audience on what skills she has, on what's on her that makes you believe that she's perfect to rule the Seven Kingdoms?
I wouldn't say she's perfect, but she's smart, she's sensible, cautious, listens to reason, thinks hard before she acts rashly, and most of all, she's a woman.
That's a great answer. And I think that the fans saw the behind the scenes and they were really excited. So I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think that it will be the most impactful element on the second season? Something that you think that the fans will really love and it will make like their minds explode?
Well, I think there is a moment in every episode that blows your mind. Every single episode is as punchy as the next one. I think just in general, season 2 feels more desperate, it feels more dangerous, it feels like the stakes are a lot higher, and all that is cause for absolute chaos, and that's what we love.
And in the first season, we have like the context of the Targaryen history, and we were able also to see the division of these houses. But where will we find your characters for each of you in the beginning of the second season?
Okay, for me, for Corlys, okay, so the season 2 begins about 10 days after season 1 ends. So for Corlys, he is still coming to terms with the grief of losing his son, his brother, his daughter, and his heir, his grandson. So he is trying to deal with that, plus hold on to the one thing he holds most dear, which is his relationship with his wife. So that's kind of where he is. He's at a very weakened and emotional state when we meet him.
Okay.
So Rhaenys is trying to keep everything together in the light of the horrible loss of Lucerys and everything that's been going on for the last 10 days. She's pulling up all of her strength to not lose her shit. And I think she's really tired, but and she's out on her dragon a lot.
Aemond kick-started the Dance of the Dragons and drew first blood by killing Lucerys. He's faced with a choice. He can either own what he did and return to King's Landing and say that he meant to kill Luke and become the most wanted man in the realm, or he can admit what he did was a mistake and be at the mercy of Rhaenyra.
At the start of season 2, we see Aegon getting used to wearing the crown. He is enjoying how comfortable the Iron Throne is, and he is starting his journey in making sure that the people around the small council, the small folk of King's Landing and beyond, respect him and understand that he is the king, and he shall be loved and feared at the same time.
And talking a little bit about how each of the councils will face this civil war, we have the dragons, they have weapons, they have different kind of armies. So how do you see that each council will use the dragons and the army? How are you foreseeing like the strategy that they're going to use, or what can you share with us about the strategy that they're using for the second season?
Those strategies are discussed amongst the experienced elders, amongst Aegon and Aemond, and I think what they're expecting is for Aegon to go along with them and approve their thoughts and their tactical analogies and analysis. And I don't know if he's going to go along with it that easily. He's got his own plans.
I can see their armies begging for their lives.
So the Black Council, what strategies are you planning to use on the second season?
Well, I think one of the things that for the meetings of the Black Council is we keep hoping that because we have more dragons, that will be the thing that will act as a deterrent, that will actually avoid war. But I think most of us are prepared for war should it take place, and we are pretty confident in our victory.